Joe, that's actually kind of ties up with something that I've been reporting earlier, that Pete Buttigieg, through the FAA, issued a NOTAMs saying that drones aren't even allowed to fly over these areas where you've got people, again, in isolated areas where they don't have access to communications. This is the hill country. They don't have access to roads in many of these cases. And so they're just trying to get information out, number one, that they're alive, and number two, that they need assistance. And they won't let civilian drones, civilian aircraft assist. They're talking about helicopters, some of the civilian pilots being threatened with arrest. And now just walk me through that again. I know we were talking about it during the break. You're saying that some of your partners, is this the actual trucks, that they're saying the trucks need a special permission to be able to, we're not talking about blocked roads. The roads are open, but you're saying they're still not allowed to go even though it's just humanitarian assistance?
Yeah, that's some of the reports that I received through some of my contacts who are trying to provide assistance. We're trying to get some long-term emergency water to the people in North Carolina, and they're being told that they need special requirements from FEMA in order to enter these certain areas. And so we're trying to find the workarounds for that. But those are some of the reports that I've been getting in, and we're trying to find different ways in which we can get this product to those who desperately need it. But yes, we are being blocked in some places that are just simply blocking us from providing that assistance.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all having a great and wonderful day. Well, what we have here is that Kamala Harris is just being this god-awful person as always, as she is. And this is more likely to FEMA, but the problem is you can't really have FEMA without Kamala Harris because she's tied into the whole thing as well. So we're going to be going over this and talking about exactly what's been going on during this hurricane situation and trying to make it a big deal. Now, might have some people say, "Oh, you're trying to make this out of a political thing." JMReports, like you're trying to monopolize on the disaster. No, I am not trying to monopolize on the disaster whatsoever. What I'm trying to do is try to put some eye-opening things so that way people can see on how our government is treating its American citizens. I want these Americans, these people, whether they're Democratic or Republican, to be helped. But they're not getting helped. They're absolutely being refused for help. The company FEMA, or the organization, the government program FEMA, is denying people the ability to get resources like food, water, baby formula, etc. to the American people because they're denying flights to this. Like, there's a whole bunch of BS that's going on here, and I want to get this solved so that way these people can get actual help. So, again, I'm not doing this for political reasons here. I am doing this to actually help these people, regardless of whether they're Democratic or Republican, because they need help. So, without further ado, we're going to go into this, right? We have this here from Elon Musk. This is just a small sample of what's going on, right? He says space engineers are trying to deliver Starlink terminals and supplies to devastated areas in North Carolina right now, and FEMA is both failing to help and won't let others help. This is unconscionable. They just took this video a few hours ago, where you can see the level of devastation. Roads, houses, electricity, water supply, and ground internet connections completely destroyed. FEMA wouldn't let them land to deliver critical supplies. My blood is boiling, and as should everybody's blood be boiling. And the point of the matter is that this is not me saying that I make it political. Again, I want these people to get help. Like, I want these people to get a medical aid and all the things that they need to get. And FEMA is failing. They're failing. I did a video yesterday where they just don't have enough money to help these people. This is completely asinine in every single regard. As you can see here, this is just a video of them going around looking at the devastation. And of course, I have some people saying, "Oh well, $750 is better than nothing." Yes, but the point being is $750 doesn't even help people in this instance. It might as well be nothing. Because with a family, you can barely support yourself. Now, maybe if you're a single person or whatever, you can maybe survive for a long period amount of time. But when it comes down to a family, you can't afford that. Even with the four of us, it is at least $200, $300, give or so dollars to feed the family that we have here, because you have to have enough portions for everybody to be able to eat and to get their fill. You can't spend small amounts of money like this. It's not going to last that much. Like, you're going to see, it's just a tragedy. We have this here from Colin Rugg, pretty much saying, report, FEMA is blocking and seizing shipments, including Starlinks, in North Carolina as business leaders and locals are trying to save hailing victims. The development comes as new FEMA whistleblowers allege FEMA withheld pre-disaster aid. Must source. FEMA is actively blocking shipments and seizing goods and services locally and locking them away to state they are their own. Volunteer. FEMA said they're too tied up at the border to send more representatives to North Carolina. Hence, probably just, trying to get more illegal immigrants into our country and using all that money to get them back into here rather than helping the actual Americans. Well, that's probably what that means. Must source 2. They are now about to shut down the airspace to regulate the private choppers we are riding in to deliver Starlink and supplies. We spoke with Ivanka Trump and handed out Starlinks with her yesterday, but FEMA then showed up and started blocking us. FEMA whistleblowers. FEMA has wasted taxpayer funds, misappropriated funds, and left other federal, state, and local responders without deployment orders on the ground. Laura Loomer source. People who train to do rescue missions with medvac helicopters have been given stand-down orders. They have been told by FEMA they can't use the helicopters to carry out supply deliveries. This is completely asinine. This is insane. What are we? What is this country right now? How can we go out and say that we are for the American people, that Kamala Harris cares for the American people, that their government cares for the American people, when they're going out and doing this BS? What is this insanity? And every single Democrat, every single Republican, every American should be appalled, angry, just absolutely disgusted on what we're hearing from FEMA right now. This is completely disgusting. I don't care what political aisle you're on. You need aid. You should be able to get this aid. Now, so for whatever apparent reason, it's like, we're going to say, oh, well, Kamala Harris says, no, we have a disaster. We have to deal with this disaster. $750 is not going to cut it. This is disgusting here. This is absolutely disgusting. Well, we're going to go through a little bit of this, but we have a lot more to go through.
FEMA is tremendously prepared. This is what we do. This is what they do. And the key here, Rebecca, is also...
By the way, this is if people that are just listening in, this is from July, of this year. So, just to let you know, it's now currently September, it's now currently October, all right? We're October 4th, all right? So, since they're prepared in July.
To make sure that the communities who are potentially impacted are prepared as well. And it's not just hurricanes and wildfires, also extreme heat, which certainly some parts of the United States are already experiencing.
Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas is sounding the alarm on FEMA funding right after the devastation of Hurricane Helene. Listen.
We are meeting the immediate needs with the money that we have. We are expecting another hurricane hitting. We do not have the funds. FEMA does not have the funds to make it through the season.
This all comes as the Biden-Harris administration.
Now, what you just heard that, guys, back in July, he said this in July that they are prepared. But now, in October, about 4 months afterwards, give or take, they do not have the funds. How are you prepared when you say that you don't have the funds now? This is insanity. Again, why FEMA is running out of money? Well, this is Tim Young. The last 2 years, it's spent $1 billion on illegals, illegal immigrants. $363 million in year 2020 and $750 million in year 2024. That's insane. We have this here where Brianna Morello says FEMA's calling me a liar. They're claiming my reports that they've been giving our money away to illegal immigrants is a rumor. Well, no, that's not a rumor because again, she's not saying that. That's what FEMA is saying, but it's right on their page. It's literally on their page that FEMA has said that does not have money for this, right? Or right on their page where they said that like as a FEMA grant, we spent $20 million on illegal immigrants. So I don't know what the heck they're talking about, but they're lying there too. This is from Elon Musk. He said, just received this note from SpaceX engineer helping on the ground in North Carolina. FEMA is not merely failing to adequately help people in trouble, but is actively blocking citizens who try to help. Hey Elon, update here on site of Asheville, North Carolina. We have powered up 2 large operating bases for choppers to deliver goods into hands. We've deployed 300 plus Starlinks, and outpour is it has saved many lives. The big issue is FEMA is actively blocking shipments and seizing goods and services locally and locking them away to state that they are their own. And it's very real and scary at how much they have taken control to stop people helping. We are blocked now on the shipments of new Starlinks coming in until we get an escort from the fire department. But that may not be enough. They are actively letting Americans die in our country. FEMA is letting Americans die. Kamala Harris is letting Americans die because they do not care. They are blocking every single reasonable way to help these people. It is disgusting. This administration is an abomination. Abomination. Kamala Harris, do something. This is disgusting. We have more. My Patriot Supply is having issues with partners unable to get supplies to North Carolina because they don't have FEMA permissions. This is the video that I played before, but I am not going to repeat it here because I have to get through other stuff. We have this here. This is strictly saying, Buttigieg's order grounding private drone flights in Hurricane Helene flood rescue zones crashes and burns. You're hiding something. Okay? Okay. So we have Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg ordered private drone flights suspended in North Carolina's Hurricane Helene flood zone, sparking fierce outcry from those frustrated by the government's lackluster response to the deadly crisis. Drone pilots, do not fly your drone near or around rescue and recovery efforts for Hurricane Helene. The official .x account wrote Tuesday afternoon, nearly a week after the storm brought near unprecedented flooding to the mountainous region. Oh, so let's go check if this is credible. And here's what it is.
Our goal is to make sure that funding is no obstacle to very quickly getting people the relief that they need and deserve. There's also some safety issues that come up. For example, temporary flight restrictions to make sure that the airspace is clear for any flights or drone activity that might be involved in helping to allow those emergency responders to do their job.
Well, I guess we're just correct, are we? It literally says, do not fly your drone near or around rescue and recovery efforts for Hurricane Helene. What is this? This is insanity. Then we have this here. Helicopter pilot threatened with arrest after flying rescue missions in flood-ravaged North Carolina. A South Carolina pilot who flew stranded Hurricane Helene victims in flood-ravaged North Carolina to safety claims he was told he would be arrested if he continued the rescue missions. Jordan Sedum was flying victims out of the devastation over the weekend when local leaders told him there was a flight restriction on the area and they would have to arrest him if he continued making flights. Is this a joke? Is this a joke? Is this a joke? We can't be serious. And of course, guys, the big thing, Biden and Harris have been used FEMA disaster funding for illegal immigrants. This is the most disgusting thing I have ever seen in my life. I have never seen a country hate, well, maybe besides China, hate its citizens as much as our country does. Our country hates our people. Our country would rather our people die than help them. This is the reality that we're in. We cannot let these people come in and stop this ability from happening. We cannot let the government do this. I think FEMA needs to be eradicated immediately, completely abolished, and put in something else. And call it the American Safety Act or something along those lines, because when you put in America, that means that you're going to have a huge problem getting away with that. But FEMA is actively not helping Americans. In fact, they're just letting them die. They're wanting to just be washed away and killed. This is disgusting. This is horrible. I cannot stand this. We do not let Kamala Harris win. Because when any natural disaster happens, or whenever people need help, she will kick you off to the wayside like you're a dog. This is just reality. And FEMA, it will not help you. We're seeing this firsthand. We have Americans trying to help other Americans. And the government is preventing you from doing it. This is disgusting. This is abhorrent. And everybody at FEMA should be arrested for this travesty, and then and fined. This is disgusting. We need to do something about this, guys. This is abhorrent in every single way. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Right, share, as always. Take care, and Godspeed, Georgia, North Carolina, and all these other states. Godspeed, God bloody speed. You guys need the help. I don't care if you're Democratic or Republican, but you need help, and the government is abandoning you. Disgusting.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted. This is algorithmic disease, the social media.